Alright, you little tinkers, I'm Toastbloke. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be continuing building my T-Rex enclosure in Prehistoric Kingdom, so let's get cracking. Right then, we'll have the basics of the building put together over here. We've created an area for the guests to hang about in, and they can also walk around the back of the building and around the enclosure, which is a much more interesting shape now. I'm so much happier with that. But we've got to work out how it's going to look and what's going to go on inside. And I guess the best place to start is probably going to be with getting the building looking like it needs to look. So first thing I know, I can just tell off the bat, is that I'm going to have to create some sort of opening for the Rexes. And with the Rexes, you know, coming out here, we'll just bop that there. I think that works. I think that makes sense. I don't know if that's tall enough with the glass. Maybe we get rid of the glass as well. Yeah, that'll be fine. And they should be able to walk up the bank into here and through here, which is lovely. You'll notice I've done something weird with the enclosure and created a curve within here because I want the guests to be able to walk into this actual area. And we'll probably have some glass here, just so they can get right up close to the dinosaurs. Yeah, so we need to work out how that's going to work in regards to moving from one room into the other. Now, I can get rid of all of these pieces, I guess, and just have that open. Maybe that'll be nice. Maybe. Have a nice open building space. And I could even do the same over here. But I like the idea of something going on over here as well. So maybe they walk through here and maybe there's something going on there. Just separates the rooms off and walk through here. And I guess that keeps some sort of room there as well. Could potentially like pop a doorway in if I want. But we'll figure that out as we go. The main thing I'm noticing is there is no floor in here. And we don't want the guests just walking into a building full of grass. I wonder where the door is going to be in for the guests. So I feel like I want the entrance there. I feel like that makes sense to me. So let's do that. Oh, am I not on the grid? What is going on here? Nope, now we're on the grid. And I think then we'll probably, do you want some windows? Nah, we'll leave it. That's going to be fine. Let's pop some of these on because it noises with the doors just look a bit empty and a bit pointless sometimes. So by doing that, at least it looks a bit more like a doorway. I could do the whole rotate as well, just to make this a little bit more interesting. I'm not doing this on the other buildings, so I don't know why I feel the need to do it now, but it's what's happening, so it's happening. It's what's happening, so it's happening. That was deep. Alright. I just think that looks a bit more like an entrance now rather than a hole in the wall. Lovely. So the outside's already looking quite a bit better. Let's start work on the floor inside. I'll get that laid and then I'll be right back with you. Right, class. So basically I've laid the floor and I've used the substrate to just get rid of any grass that would be sticking through the tiles. I'm not sure whether we're going to be working with the floor around these parts because I don't know how to get them to follow that curve. We might want to use path and maybe have some steps down in this area. I will figure that out. But before I do that, I think it's important that we sort this mess that we've created by deleting the walls where the building intersects. And as always, the answer to everything in this game is rocks. So yeah. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. I'm cool with that. I guess the next thing is to think about hiding these panels here. And I can only think of much of the same. Like, is there more roof tiles on show over here? Yeah, we're just going to have to run some rocks across the top. And maybe at points create some bits that are standing down. I mean, technically, would we not... How about... Here's the plan. Let's change this part to glass. Can I do that? Yeah, I can. And that one? Yeah, I can. Is that all glass now? Yeah. Right, cool. Because that can be a glass wall. Right? Job's a good one. And I wonder if we create the roof actually rock and lower down to this point across here. Have a few bits sticking down. Like these taller rocks along here to create like sections, and then run the flat rocks across the top for the roof. I think that's what we do. You could technically even... Could I do something where this was a floor and stairs went up? I think that's asking too much at the minute. It'd be quite cool if you could walk up on top of there. It would, wouldn't it? Oh, it would be so cool. I don't think we're going to do that though. We'll see. I'm going to get cracking and do some rock work, and we'll see where we end up at the end of this. I've decided now is as good as time as any to do my first ever voiceover on a video, because this section just seems to be taking way too long. I'm watching it back in post and I feel like nothing's happened in the video, so I figured I'd just explain what I'm doing. Essentially, I'm repeating the exact same process I just did on the other side by adding rocks in, heading to the outside of the building and making sure they're not visible from the exterior, just tucking them into the walls, and then if there's any gaps inside, further filling them in with smaller rocks and by adjusting rocks. I then added a roof over the top just so that the guests feel like they're inside of a cave, which meant I had to head over to the front of the guest area and sort out the entrance when they enter the building. And I just did the same, just made it look like a cave opening, like a cave entrance, so guests feel like they're walking in to the T-Rex's lair, I guess. Alright then, that should be okay. They've got a little walkway through here into this area. You can see in there, you can even see outside through there. And in there. Still getting that cool shadow from the ceiling. Got that area there. And that area there. So I kind of complain. I feel like this is coming together nicely. I do just absolutely hate how the floor is, and I don't know how to fix it. I feel like what I said earlier is going to have to happen. I'm going to have to delete floor pieces. Maybe we're going to have to create some sort of look of a step down into the area. Is that going to ruin what's going on over here though? Yeah, let's put them back in. Ooh, should fix this while I'm here. Just you, it looks like it is. And I think that's all of those rocks looking tidy. We could do something with this white wall to make it look a bit more rocky. I'm going to hide that bit with rocks. That's what I'm going to do. Again, rocks. Always the answer. I don't want to be on the grid for these, or I also don't want to be in that group. I want to be in this group. Get my rock group. Not like a rock group as in a rock band. Not that cool. Oh my god. Right. Should be able to do something where I can just make that disappear. But fit in with everything that's going on. That's my hope. I don't want any of these sticking through the wall either. That's forget those things, not sticking through the wall. There, that hides that. Is there anywhere else that needs some of that going on? Right, nice. I think that looks okay. I don't think it's the most beautiful thing you're ever going to see in a Prehistoric Kingdom playthrough or build or whatever. But you know, we've got the clear divide between the dinosaurs and the people going through the building now. And I just think the only thing that's annoying is just how sharp that step is. So I'd like more than one step. Don't know if that's possible. Let's have a quick look. We've got the option of just bonking one of these down. Yeah, adds the steps enough. Looks a bit tidier, I reckon. Not perfect. Again, I don't think anything I do in this game is. So, you know, don't be surprised. Yeah, steps down from the main building into the cave area, and I think everything is coming together slowly but surely. So yeah, I'm not going to like decorate these buildings today. I'm just going to focus on the habitat thing, and maybe in my own time I'll spruce things up and show you what I've been up to, as I did with this enclosure here and the restaurant building. I've also done like the landscaping now around the back with trees and bits, if you hadn't noticed. But that's an aside that we don't need to waste any time on. So, next thing I think I'm going to do is, now the inside fence is built within the building, is work on the outside fence and figure out how that is going to go. A lot of it I'm planning on just building with normal wall, my own wall. But at points we'll probably make some bits glass, and maybe around the back we'll just make it a normal dinosaur fence that's appropriate. So I think that's where I will start. Let me work on this glorious fence. The fence to end all fences. We are going to need, I think it was 4 meters high, wasn't it? And a strength of 3, so that's not going to work. 4 meters, strength of 4, that would work. I feel like we should use one of these metal fences. We're not using them yet. 4 meters high, strength of 3. Let's do that. We want the fence replaced. And like I say around the back, I think we'll just go for that. Like, people can see through it. It's at the back of the park. We know it's going to be safe. And I feel like you want that look for the T-Rexes. Like, even if another fence is safer, I want the guests walking around going, that is some heavy-duty shizzle. That's going to keep me safe entirely. Right then, so that'll do at the back. I think that's fine. And then this is where I'm probably going to go for these concrete walls again and work them around. I said about making this a viewing area. Instead of building a platform out, I wonder if I just make that the glass. That would work, right? That we've got inside. Yeah, cool. We'll maybe use rocks or something to sort that out. In fact, I'm going to make all the rest of the fences glass. Might not make sense right now, but just trust us. Not those ones. Oh well, I can. It doesn't matter. I can. Right there, happy days. So I'm going to try and follow these with the normal wall, and have little gaps in between every so often so the guests can look through and see into the enclosure from the front side. But to see them properly, you've kind of walk around the back or go in the building. I might even try and make it more full of trees and forest at the back so that you can't see in so well from there. I kind of want people to be able to see if they want to and have a peek, have a sneak, see if they can find the dinosaurs in the enclosure. But I think it's going to be nice to have like key viewing points like here and from in here, and maybe across the front here that looks out and frames the picture that I want to create. So that's the plan. Well, I'm clearly loving this new voiceover approach because I'm doing it again in the same episode. And basically, this viewing area, I felt like it needed to be polished off a little bit after I was doing the wall. So I did something just to tie in with the Tyrannosaurus enclosure that we've done previously, and just created a concrete block dropping over the edge from the side down into the enclosure so the guests have a nice clean edge and that it just looks a little bit more intentional. Right, lovely. That is the fencing done completely. We're now at the point where we can start thinking about decorating the enclosure and making it look, well, not making it look good necessarily, but making the dinosaurs that live in it happy. So we're going to have to start thinking about these T-Rex's needs. So let's have a look. Right, we want to focus on forest. They need a lot of forest. They're going to have quite a bit of water. Normally we put the water in and work around that. And I spoke earlier about potentially trying to run the water, some water here, to pull the dinosaurs over to this viewing area. I think that would be nice. So let's jump straight in with a little bit of that. Lovely, that'll do. Substrate time. I feel like we're going to have to get rid of this green bit with a bit more. But I'm focusing on the enclosure. So if the enclosure's right, I can decorate everything else later on around it. So not to worry. Let's get the substrate. It's my weird thing of how I imagine where there's going to be less grass due to the fact dinosaurs have been stomping around. I don't know if that's what you're meant to do, but that's kind of how my brain's worked throughout this whole playthrough now. So why change it, eh? I don't know what I'm doing. I guess that's what makes this playthrough what this playthrough is. Cool, so we've got some water. I feel like we do like we did in the other place. We get a little bit of water inside. And again, I wonder if it's nice to just maybe create that barrier between the people and the dinos, although people won't be able to walk through there, will they? Let's get some water this end. I think this makes sense over here. We're going to have chill water inside. That's what we're going to do. And walking through there, I could have... I've got a path and I've got the fence, so don't matter about the path. And create water around the back of here. That should be out of the way of the dinos, but you know. Forces them to walk mainly where the guests are going to be stood. And it draws them through into this back room. That's what I'm envisaging. Whether that's right or wrong. We'll use the same substrate on here that we used on the other side. A little bit more sparse. Get that texture under the water. I feel like I need to figure out in which order to use these. Because I feel like some textures look better on top of other textures and vice versa, but there's just so many in the game I have no clue. Like, how am I meant to decide? Right, lovely. Let's check the water needs then. That's quite a bit of water. Are they happy with water? It looks like it, just... We could have a little bit more. I wonder, because I've not done this yet either. I've never done this. Like, I've never had just like a random little pool or something away from the main bit of water. So let's do that. That's something different, isn't it? That's cool, right? A little bit different, you know, changing things up. We're going to need the substrate under there as well. I liked what was going on inside where it was the rock. And then substrate on the top. I thought that looked pretty cool, so let's try that again. Class. So yeah, we've never done anything like that before. Let's add some raised areas to the terrain as well. It's all very low. We've got no hills or anything for these dinos. So I feel like I'm going to kind of shape we've created with the pools of water makes sense to me to maybe follow a little bit. And just follow into some of these areas where I've created path. Happy days. I'm really liking this. It's time for some trees. And that's probably where we're going to get a little bit more interesting as well. Inside. In fact, I say trees. We haven't done our rock work. Rock work helps dictate where trees go. So we're going to focus on that. And I'm just going to bop some rocks about the place. So I'll be with you when the rockery is done. Right, I'm going to say that's rocks done. Try to keep them around the water to some extent. And now we're going to mess about with forest, and I'm pretty sure, I hope this is tropical, because I've been going tropical, and if they're not tropical, I am legit going to cry. So we're staying tropical, and yeah, around the water, maybe let's pop some of these more coconutty style things. Looking good. I haven't got any trees over there. Let's add a few of the trees. I'm wanting more foresty trees, shall we say now, though. Why is that on its back like that, rolling over? That's so cute. Yeah, we still need forest. We still need loads of forest. Yeah, that looks fine, man. That's class. Right, into the building we go. It's time. What are we going to do in here? Right, this might be a little bit battlefront, but I feel like I'm going to jump in and have a go with some lighting. I think we'll just have some wall lights, maybe some lights going up the rocks or something either side in the entrance. And I don't know if we'll do anything with the ceiling, really. We'll see how it goes. Would it make sense to actually make like part of this beach? Oh, let's try it. Let's make this the sandy room. Because it's meant to be tropical and there's no tropical there, so... In sands normally, I know, on the shore. Why the colour so different? Like, what's going on? Is that just shadows and stuff because of the lighting? Yeah. I might just fill this room out as full sand then. Get the rock kind of coming back in a bit stronger around certain parts, around the front. I think that makes some sense. Have some sand. Would you get some of this maybe scattered through here? You know, it just all feels a bit too light, so trying to add something just make it seem a bit more interesting. I don't know if it's working. It's really hard to tell with how the light is, but anyway, I said I wanted some trees, I wanted some rocks. Oh, I'm forgetting the rocks. Do I do this side the same? Now let's go for contrasting environments slightly. This can be the more tropically rock pool area like what we did outside, and that other bit could maybe be a bit more foresty. So we've kind of got themes going on, but they're kind of mixed in and around each other. Right, I think that's the rocks in this room done. Time for the trees in this room, and we said we're going to stick with the tropical feel. So, and this room's bigger than the other indoor enclosure builds, so we might actually get away with using some of the bigger trees as well in here, which would be nice. Yeah, I think that's quite snazzy. I think that's quite a nice little indoor area. Like, I do kind of feel like I speed through these, but I don't feel like there's much you can do. Like, you are at the end of the day, just, you know, popping in bits and bobs to try and make it look like a natural environment for these creatures. They don't have a bed area. This maybe needs to be where they sleep then. I'm forgetting about things like that, and I haven't really created anywhere for them. I wonder if I've had an idea. We're gonna roll with something here. Right, and that creates their little sleeping area. Lovely. And then I'm wondering, because we've got like viewing points, what would happen? We created so you could look into this one. I think there, and then a bit further around as well. Gives us 2 of them, which is nicer. Yeah, cool. And then we'll leave this sleeping area closed off. I will duplicate this just to add that little finishing touch we've been trying to get on all of the edges of the windows, whatever else. I think that looks nice. I mean, all I can say is I don't think this is going to be the most miraculous build anybody's ever seen. But you gotta think of where I've come from. If you look at my first episode of this series and where I'm at now, I feel like I have come on leaps and bounds, and I am so happy about that. I really honestly feel like, well, I just didn't imagine I'd be able to pull some of the things off that I'm pulling off, and they might be basic, they might be easy, they might not be that great to most people, especially people who play games like this on the regular. But for me, this is groundbreaking stuff. Should I be nice and give them another little sleepy area? But then I'm going to mess about with that wall more, and I can't be bothered to do that. To avoid us doing that, in fact, I am going to lower that down so it's like that. And then that's lovely. And I might just add some rocks between. Class. So the last thing to put in here is maybe some substrate and some trees. We need to make sure we've got enough forest for the dinos. Lovely. We have a inside done and an outside done. Like I say, I've not done the guest area. That's something I'll be thinking about. Have we got enough forest? No, still not. Right, well, guys, I don't feel like we can get any more trigger happy inside. Like, that's pretty crammed, innit? Let's finish off with some more forest outside. Right, and we're done. That's it. The forest is correct. It just looks mental, but I'm happy with it. So last thing to do, as always, is just sort out the dinosaurs' needs, and then that is everything finished. Now, because I'm getting used to the game, I feel like I know what I need to do here. So we want some large bedding. I said the bedding was going to go inside, and this was going to be their area for sleeping and chilling and resting. So easy job, done. Next thing we need, as always, is going to be their food, and they are carnivores. I want to lure them inside, to be honest with you. I want them to be inside the points, so it might be a good idea to hide some food. Actually hide some food inside to get them to come inside. So you can have that. You're a meat eater. I'm just going to duplicate that. Oh, it changes it back. That's nasty. And I guess we'll hide some in these trees as well somewhere. Lovely. You change it to meat. I'm going to hide it in the trees because it looks like veg, and then I'm changing it to meat and it just stands out like a sore thumb. I'm not very clever sometimes. And we need some outside too, so we want them to come over and feed near the water at some point, so we'll just pop one down here. We're going to have to turn that on. Pop it there. Nothing I said I was planning on doing, I've now done, as always. But they've got food, And then the last thing is their enrichment, and I know, well, it's not. I always say enrichment's the last thing. It's not. They're going to want some of these, knocking about the place, some blood pumpkins. They can be the things that are spread a bit further afield, I guess. And I'll put one inside each room as well. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I'll swap that out for that, because I think that looks horrendous. Oh no, did that get rid of them all? I only want to get rid of that one. There we go. That'll do. And hopefully these dinosaurs are happy as Larry. They are. We've done it. Get in. So then, that is our T-Rex enclosure complete. Let's take a quick little look around. So, over here, the guests can come up. They've got this lovely viewing area. Oh, the panes are starting to show. And you can see all the water, and you can see more of the enclosure than I thought you would be able to. That's really cool. Oh, there's the Rex making a big roar. I wonder if you can see much from this side. I feel like the views look quite nice for being partially planned and not massively planned. Maybe that rock being there is not the best idea. It closes things off, but I can see this pool and I can see the Rex. So I mean, it's working. And then obviously the fence, you're just seeing the enclosure all the way around as you walk around. So let's not mess about too much there. We've got this viewing area here, if I can figure out how to drop into the room. The rocks are in the way. I didn't think about that. And I've left the lights here. I'll fix that. I'll make these lower. I'll tidy that up somehow. Could maybe even add a lower wall to the glass. That's probably a good plan. So I think that's something I'll sort out off video. And the same on this side. But I think it's quite cool how you can see in from the outside as well. And then if the guests make their way into the building, we'll have an interesting area there. Then drop down these stairs, like hopefully this lady's going to. Nope, she's just going to glitch. And yeah, you get a nice view of the rain inside the building. That makes complete sense. You get a nice view of what's going on inside there. You can see inside of their sleeping area. And then you've got this view of the second area, and I feel like it's quite nice that it feels like you're in the enclosure, like you're in the cave almost with them. So yeah, I'm really liking how this has turned out. I think it's turned out real cool. Yeah, you roar, little heart out. There's probably quite a big heart in it. So guys, thank you so much as always for watching. If you have enjoyed the video, please give it a like, please subscribe, and please ring the notification bell. That helps me out massively. I'd also love to hear from you, so if you've got any input, any ideas, any comments about the video, please leave those down below. It'd be great to get a comment from you and have a little chat. And finally, why not give it a share? You know, the more people that see it, the happier I'll become, apparently. So I'd appreciate that all hugely. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for watching. And hopefully you have enjoyed it. But that's it for this episode, guys. I will catch you in the next one. So see you later. Cheerio.